Alright, welcome to a demon game. I know I don't post very many demon games because the god-awful truth is I actually enjoy playing Survivor more. But once in a while, it's fun to play demon, and Warlord got a small buff. Same with Evil Ash, and really the buff just comes down to their boss. Both Henrietta and Evil Ash have faster attacks now. Evil Ash is still painful to play as. Like, he's probably the worst aspect of your army. Henrietta, on the other hand, is pretty damn good now. Yeah, and I'm about to show you why. So we got Dark Ones at Fishing Village, which could be a problem. When I'm playing as Survivor, and this is where the Dark Ones are, I tend to try to avoid looting Fishing Village, and hopefully the rest of the team avoids looting Fishing Village. Just so the supplies here, you can get at the last minute, like 11th hour, if you really needed to. Because the storm doesn't affect this area. Hell, you can even do resurrections with the resurrection thing right behind the building there. It's right in the fog, but you can do it without taking any damage. So for a demon, this is actually a really bad place to have Dark Ones. As you can see, we're on the smaller map. We have 2 warriors and 2 supports. One of them is Blacksmith, who is kind of a support warrior hybrid. But yeah, I'm pretty low level right now with Henrietta. Looks like Cheryl's kind of standing there. Man, I'm sorry, I'm not very merciful. Even though it costs a lot of energy, hitting a support with a car is pretty good. I thought Scotty would go for the car, but apparently not. And yeah, so a couple things I've kind of changed too about my builds, or not my builds, but the way I go about pink Fs. That's how used to Survivor I am. Leveling up Demon is I'll start to put everything into traps first. Maybe put 1 into basics so I can throw portals down if I'm looking for people. But having good traps is really good for fear and getting them to turn on each other, like so. So, as you can see, they already rushed the map pieces. Let's see. We're like 3 minutes in, and they already got all the map pieces. But look at Henry. He doesn't even have a weapon. So, if you're a demon and they rush the map pieces on you, it's not really a bad thing. Because a lot of times that means that if they rush it, they haven't really stocked up on anything. They don't really have great weapons. They don't really have pink Fs or ammunition, all that jazz. So, them rushing could actually be to your benefit here. But the problem with the Warlord is she's so dependent on infernal energy. So you probably see this happen all the time now. I have no plans when I possess Henry. I just want to use it to level up. Speaking of level up, traps are maxed now. So anytime a trap will go, their fear will skyrocket and they will be facing an elite. Which, to be fair, Warlord elites aren't that great. They're kind of clumsy and slow, but if Survivor's ignoring them, like I noticed this for me, if I ignore an elite and they get a swing or 2 on me, they can do some serious damage. It's just the Survivors kind of have to not be looking for it to be very effective. So yeah, look at their health. Henry's used Shemps right there, but Scotty and Cheryl are lower on health. They're in the orange. And where the hell are they going? I don't know why he got out of the car, but I'll use the point. Why not? And that's going to be a miss, so no point in wasting the demon dash there. Let's see if I can hit Scotty with the car. Oh, never mind. Just get the car away from him. So, in terms of targeting, there's no hunters here, but you usually don't want to target a hunter unless they're not very good at dodging. I guess the general idea here is just to kind of pick each person and single them out and see who the weak link is. Another technique I like to do here is if they leave cars, instead of spawning in portals, I'd rather just start hitting them with their own cars. It can do some good damage. Like knock Cheryl down. There's one car down. Yeah, now I'm going to just take this one and start ramming. So if you're playing as a survivor, you really kind of want to leave the cars a little bit away. Because if you have your cars right in the middle here, a demon's really going to want to do what I just did. If they're off to the side like that one is back there, then, you know, not as much of a big deal. Since the two cars are destroyed, I figured now I can just start beating on them. And it looks like Henry's using a pick for some reason. Why, I'm not really sure. I always figured the best way to use Henry is for balance bar damage. Because Scotty with the axe, he'll do some balance bar, but he won't really be doing a lot where it'll be a huge problem for me. He's more damage than balance bar. So Henry not using the sledgehammer is a wasted opportunity, but the shovel for this support's pretty good. But yeah, look at the speed that Henrietta can attack now. She's just like smacking and bitch smacking left and right on them. So did nothing permanent to them, but still pretty good damage. I mean, especially with Warlord and Necro, it's a lot more attrition here, where you just want to whittle down their shems as much as possible. It's not as easy as like a Puppeteer, for example, with a power possession. Just knock them down one at a time, like catch them on their own and just savagely beat on them. Warlords build a little differently, where if you try that, more often than not, you're going to run out of energy. Anyways, now that I'm pushed away, I just go right back to where they were. I also have played this game enough where I just know where to go on each of the maps. But if you're newer to the game or you don't really have the maps memorized, so to say, it's a good idea when you're getting kicked out of the area during the animation just to put down a little marker saying where you are, so you can just go right back. Now I watch MIDI stuff. I do like his stuff. He kind of makes a case for demon vision, especially on the big map. But personally, I don't really think demon vision is good in any circumstance. I think it's just a garbage thing you can level up here. If you're playing on the big map, it's always worth noting where the page and dagger are. Usually, they're going to be on the opposite side of the big map, and a lot of the times. People will spawn in the hidden acres to like Phasian Farm kind of area. Basically, if you picture the big map in your head, it's the southeast side. The southeast corner is where they spawn a lot of the time. I need help. They got me. So possess Scotty. He's a little too far, but I figure I'll do some range damage. Just pick at his health. Now it's a warrior with a guns, especially a lever action. So I'm doing pretty shit for damage, but you know, points are points. See if maybe I can sneak up on Scotty here. Nah, he knows where I am. They will gather to defend them. Take them all out at once. So right now it's just 2 of them here. It's not a bad system though. Like they could probably, with this team, they could probably do a good split cap. Because you got 1 warrior and 1 support. If you have both of them on both sides doing it, I mean, that's not bad. Maybe that could have been a good, that could be a good play for them. I mean, essentially you have a healer and a bodyguard, so who knows with that? But yeah, so Scotty being terrified and being able to do damage here. This is why setting up traps, and especially having them be very powerful, is good. You can knock people into traps. You can get their fear up and possess them if they're like a hunter or warrior. And yeah, it's probably the quickest shortcut to just doing a bunch of damage. Set up more traps here. Oh yeah, another good thing with Henrietta too is the bad influence, like the red circle you see around me. If you can, if you have a boss ready to go, like right now, save it for when you spawn her, because now that she's out, she'll do a little bit more damage while it's up than if you possess like a basic. But main reason I think why she's better than Evil Ash is her fart ability. Because if a warrior's like chasing after her, trying to get swings in, you can do like 1 swing and they're going to be coughing, taking a little bit of damage. And then you can do like 1 swing and then cough, take a little bit of damage. Basically, it slows down their attack consistency.
The humans are in possession of the lost pages. You let this happen.
Should have probably set some traps before I got kicked out of there. But the fact that Scotty's health is that low tells me that they are pretty low on healing resources. And if you know this map, you know that they're probably going towards Terminal right now because it is a great loot spot. In fact, Cheryl is already there. Before Scotty gets a chance to take any heals, I want to take advantage of this now. And down he goes. Remember, warriors can't dodge very well. They're like the worst dodgers, so yeah, they can do a lot of damage, but even if they're like full health, it's not a bad idea to just target a warrior. Henry might be the only exception with his power if he puts his invincibility on, but even then, that's only a couple seconds. Yeah, between the 2 of them, I want Blacksmith. He's going to do better melee damage. Look at that, legendary fucking sword. Yeah, oh yeah, and then if you have a possession, run him into a trap that you have set up and throw him into that. It'll do more damage and give him more shit to deal with, like now. So it looks like Henry just already went to the Dark Ones, which looks like a pretty big mistake here.
Just let us go.
Now, don't get me wrong, Blacksmith's pretty good, but I don't think he's going to be good enough to stop me. I was lucky Cheryl actually went down right in a trap there. I don't plan on wasting too much energy on the Blacksmith. I just want to waste his time. He's still trying to grab Cheryl, but that's a bad idea right now. He should just get out of here. Try to predict him if he was going to loot me there, which he didn't. God, the grab still feels so painful. And if they get in a car and it's close to something like here, just stay right behind it so they can't really move it. Although he was able to move it there. So sometimes they can work around it, but more often than not, the car will break down when they're trying to do that. Yeah, possess him. If you look at the dark ones are almost completely done. So Henry's doing all right over there. Like, he's kind of putting pressure on me. If the blacksmith was able to resurrect both of his teammates, that could be a good game for me. Like, that could be the end of the game. But because I'm able to just keep him off the resurrection point, it's looking like it's not going to be, like, it's not even going to be worth it. I mean, you got to remember, Warlord is like probably the best demon for attacking the book. So if it's just a Henry, I don't think a Henry's going to be able to stop me. Especially look at his health. So going for the car. And since he's going for a car, just hit him with it. If you look on the map, you can see the fog starting to come in, the death fog. What do they call it? Storm. So time is running out for this guy. Which I think they actually nerfed the storm a little bit, because on the big map, if you're in a corner like the junkyard or Misty Groves and you capture a point there, then it seems like it's just on you immediately. Whereas now it feels a little bit slower, like it gives you a little bit more time before it starts creeping in. Oh, it looks like Henry just drove into the fog. I don't know why, but I guess he realized he screwed over his team there. And there goes the blacksmith. And that is GG. What was their mistake? Taking too long to loot. Should have just been Cheryl running in there, grabbing and going. Or Henry shouldn't have left them. But they made one mistake there and I capitalized on it. Oh, the blacksmith disconnected. I guess I didn't beat him after all. He won on his own accord and wasted all his time. Good job. Anyway, yeah, that's how Warlord is now. She feels a lot smoother, but holy crap, she's expensive. Just possessing anything. So if you have a build for her, totally recommend saving on Infernal Energy. Anyways, that's it. Take care.